Hello, there's a strong energy of the need to take action today. It's the beginning of November and it's a whole new month, and you can align with setting intentions today on what actions they're going to be in new embodiment. And the reminder is here for you to connect with and tune into how you are acting from a new, wiser, more embodied version of you who has a safer, relaxed, calm, peaceful nervous system and who's activated in power and in knowing who they are. And you're not returning and relapsing into old survival coping mechanisms of an older version of you, even your current self, if you're merging more and being more your higher self in how you're showing up and how you're feeling in your body. So I was feeling collectively this morning with this kind of wobbly, this energy of a wobbly of I'm lost, I'm confused, who am I, what's happening? Like the rug's been pulled out from under me. I don't even know what makes sense anymore. These kind of feelings coming up for a lot in the collective and needing to ground yourself back into the truth of who you are now and in your energy and remembering your frequency and understanding that things are not on some far off timeline at a future point, a future time, but the frequency is available to you in the now. When you align with that, that does require you to take decisions and make actions from that enlightenment within you, enlightening yourself while also being devotional in your communion with your higher self and with what's channeled through you and where you are guided and how you feel you are listening to and following your intuition and your heart in gratitude and devotion. And those energies of connecting back with devotion to your self love practices, and to your purpose and passion within you, your dharma in your heart, and having gratitude for already being on that pathway of that already being realized and feeling that warmth and that gratitude, that peace, that harmony, that satisfaction, that contentment, that pleasure within you, regardless of what's going on, regardless of your circumstances. And in the spiritual awakening path, it can feel a bit discombobulating or disorientating, like what's even real? Who am I now? When you change so much, and like that Russian doll analogy of like, that's not me, that's not me, that's not me, that's not me, and shedding, we're still in the wood snake year of 9 of completion. And it feels like this month is starting off with you somehow. Let me know if this is resonating for you. Questioning how much you can truly allow yourself to do what you want when you want in energy of play and pleasure. Like, could it just be easier? Could I have more fun and still have everything unfold perfectly? What if I just stopped hustling and grinding and just relaxed and rested more? Am I still going to receive? These questions coming up, let me know if that's resonating with you and feeling it. And we're approaching the full moon in Taurus on Tuesday, on the 4th. And that is really the energy now, and coming into November is really harmonizing and balancing and unlocking a greater relationship with your value, with abundance, with prosperity, with money, and with pleasure, with softness, with sensuality, with enjoyment, with slowness, with stillness. And I got a strong message in my channeled writing this morning on you're following a new rhythm. And it might be that you feel your body's asking for a different pacing, that you may feel you want to do more, yet your body is wanting more rest, or vice versa. Take it as it resonates for you. That the body is speaking to you a lot more and you're following a new rhythm. So being in greater harmony and partnership with your body, that seems to be aligning for me in cards that come out and messages which I'm going to go through. So in tarot, we had the Lover's card, which is balance and harmony and commitment and relationship. And you may be creating a spaciousness for your own sense of what love is. What love is that is in being beyond a feeling, but being action. That love is action, and having to have the courage and the commitment and the consistency in taking action, in showing up, in doing things that show and demonstrate that action, that love, and for yourself in your mind, body, soul practices, in doing meditation. I mean, that may feel receptive and a surrender to rest and receptivity, yet it is doing in taking action in deciding to meditate, in being in nature and going for work. It's taking action in being loving of yourself, in doing journaling or scripting, which I was myself this morning. You're very welcome to get a copy of my journal adventures. Link is in the description box below to process what is coming up, or to channel or to receive messages from your guides or insights, or to boldly claim the energy or who it is you're becoming, and to write down what's coming to you as creative inspiration, as who you were being, as that version of you, and what action steps that person is taking, so you can give yourself greater clarity in your forward momentum and action moving forward that's more potent, while still harmonizing and balancing your divine right for pleasure and rest and receptivity and enjoyment and fun and laughter, and that the process gets to be more expansive, more liberating, and more fun for you. You may feel that you're purging something that may be holding you back from experiencing that sense of enlightenment and feeling lighter in your energy. Let me know if this is resonating for you. You're harnessing mystical power at this time. This was Halloween, Samhain energy still carrying over, yet cultivating that within you, that you're integrating new energy that has recently come in, that may be asking you today, tomorrow, to slow down more, to be more in tune with your body, to nourish your body, to fast, to hydrate, to cleanse, to detox, to have only fruit and vegetables, to eat lightly, to cultivate energy within you, that energy of power in how you are moving forward with more momentum. Let me know if that one resonates for you. I hope that this is supportive of you today. I'm just feeling a renewal theme that I've been channeling, and what had come out was this is a process of renewal that you're experiencing. You're moving at a different rhythm and your nervous system is integrating. You might be guided to abstain from your usual go-tos as you embrace change in your body. That might be having tea over coffee. There might be fasting. It might be just allowing yourself to feel lighter, not being so tense or heavy or dense in your thoughts or emotions or feeling states. Resting more, allowing more receptivity, allowing yourself to follow your pace rather than the pace of the world. And this one was coming up really strongly for me, this feeling of surrendering even more to being your own inner authority, the authority of your life. And that means that you may come into, as programming and conditioning is released, the sense of questioning that, from having lived so many years of living under illusions of structures and systems, belief systems, and control mechanisms that were not yours and not created by you, and when they kind of imposed on you by society, by your family's belief system, like even schooling and all of those things, that it can be challenging to shed those systemic ways of living and coming back to, well, what do I want? And how do I want to live? And how do I want to design my day? And then waking up each new day with, how do I want to design this day? And how do I want this day to experience? And how do I want this now moment to be? And following the now. So far removed from how you had been living under these other conditioning ways of being and living. So it's quite normal to have these kind of wobbly moments. And what I really recommend is keeping a journal, a notebook next to your bed where you write notes at the end of each day of new lessons that you've mastered or new wisdom that you've gained, and how you want to begin your following day with an important reminder for yourself to wake up to, like a love note to your future self. And to see in the morning that when you wake up, you remember it's a holographic world, and I'm adjusting to living from the inside out. All is well. You already are and have everything. Connect with gratitude. Get out into nature, move your body. Do a water ritual where you're encoding abundance, prosperity, wholeness, peace, calm, stillness, success, power, love into the water, and drinking it in the morning. And just connecting with having this ritual, after you wake up in the morning, that you're connecting with being on the frequency first. And you're calling this energy into your body, and you're claiming who you are now. And you're moving day by day from that new version of you, that more evolved self-concept, and not allowing yourself to be swayed by these thoughts of confusion or doubt that may creep in, that is simply programming being purged and released from you. This resonates. So I'm feeling some density being shifted through your field today, particularly this morning, and that as you have greater awareness of these mechanisms and these energies, that you're actively choosing more like healthier alternatives, and you're coming back and shifting your mindset again and coming back to connecting to gratitude in your heart and remembering to be the frequency, and the trajectory of your day changes. So where these situations may have hindered you for a longer period of time in the past, you're now making quicker shifts by coming back into awareness, and that is a game changer. There were so many days of your life that you got up and out for others based on programs in ways that you were going against yourself, your body, and your health. Your body needs to adjust to you being the authority of your own life and being more creative and receptive and more in your pleasure, shamelessly guilt-free. To ease into abundance and your truth, hold peace and calm in your heart, love and certainty, and envision your desired outcome as already realized, having deep appreciation and gratitude for it in your body. Be open and receptive to signs that you get from the universe. If there's something that you're envisioning that you would like to experience, such as someone showing up for you and how much appreciation you have for that, to feel joy in your heart for that, and to allow yourself to receive that experience. If you're wanting to receive more money, you can envision yourself setting the scene of going to a bank machine and withdrawing money, and how happy you are doing that, and how you're paying for something and you're giving something to someone else, or how much satisfaction that gives you in harmony and connection in relationship and commitment. And now you're showing up for yourself and you're showing up for others, and you're harmonizing things through taking action, and how much gratitude that gives you. And so, and you're connecting with the end goal in the feeling state rather than perpetuating cycles of not having it or it not being here, since you have to create the belief that it's already here in order to receive and experience it. In my book, I was guided to treat an abundance. I am doing an event on Monday evening to harness the mystical power of the full moon in Taurus with energy activations, with cleansing, clearing, guided meditation, and with more on abundance and prosperity, particularly looking at money, relationship with money, with your value, with your creative power, and more. If you'd like to attend that, if you want more information, do send me an email or a message. Okay, so from the book today, well, it seems like that's gone. Thank you for being here, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Okay, I may just pick another card. Yes, it is. You're moving forward, living from your truth, and you're asked to choose abundance. The world is abundant and you're deserving of its gifts. Affirm your readiness to receive. Placing a hand on your heart, declare, I'm worthy of abundance in all its forms, in health, vitality, happy connection, in love, lightness, laughter, enjoyment, in monetary and financial forms too. There are no limits to what is available to me. All flows in divine alignment, and I'm grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Release your fear of judgment, and this may be your fear of being judged for simply allowing yourself more pleasure and enjoyment, and that you have the divine right of doing so and directing yourself in your life each and now every day in how you choose to lead yourself from the inside out. We all have our responsibilities and things that we take care of, yet maintaining the frequency and being in enjoyment and peace and satisfaction and harmony as we move about those processes brings about far more beneficial outcomes beyond us through our vibration, through our frequency. You may have recently experienced people project on you when you shine even more brightly. And you can choose to live your truth and speak your truth and stand up for yourself and set boundaries if you'd like to. Or you can set a boundary simply by deciding not to give it your energy. And that is another form of sovereignty in when you just choose to observe and witness something and let it be water off a duck's back. And you'll know whether or not you feel the need to speak your truth and share something, or if you feel that it's not even worthy of your time and attention, since You see it for what it is. It's not personal and nothing to do with you. It is a mere effect of other people's fear over shining even more as they are capable of doing if they choose it. Release all judgment of yourself and any judgment of others. Everyone is doing their best. Focus on your best and entrust in your innate goodness. You already play a vital role in the universe by virtue of your existence. So if you're feeling a pushback, a resistance to taking certain actions because you're wanting things to be easier, you're wanting to receive more, reconnect again with the state of gratitude for already having realized and completed and created all of your desires. And that can bring you back into a state of true abundance and overflow, where you return to a sense of simply giving. And that can be giving to yourself and how you pour into yourself for your pleasure, your play, your fun, and your delight, which brings you back into wanting to share that with others. It's natural human need to want to share your joy. It's a beautiful thing. And it may even make you redirect and pivot into pouring even more into your passion projects since you've reconnected with that state of abundance within you, and that allows you to harmonize more in being in your creative flow with an energy of pleasure behind it. Let me know if that's resonated. You're reclaiming your true self. Overcoming illusions of unworthiness is not an act of ego or pride as a return to your true self. Each time you affirm your worth, you peel away layers of falsehood, revealing the inherent light, love, magic, and power within you. This is a self-liberation and alignment with your highest potential. Seeing through illusions and grounding yourself in your intrinsic value, you step into a life of greater joy, connection, and fulfillment. And you may never know how you activate others along the way. This had happened actually this morning where I found myself in a certain location. I was just relaxing and taking in the simplicity. I'm going to go into the storytelling. There was a time, I'm coming back to this, okay. There was a time that I was walking past a variety of restaurants out at a terrace, and there were so many people, tourists visiting on holidays out in the sunshine, having your meals and looking at what food they had. And there seemed to be this energy of the culture scape of what you expect to do or what you do because everyone else is doing it. Okay, so it's lunchtime. Let's go to this place. That's what people do. So we go here and we do what everybody else is doing. It's the herd mentality thing. But walking past all these people, I'm just getting this feeling like I'm not sensing that anyone is actually genuinely in enjoyment and happiness in the now moment, that they're in a program of what they think they should do and are forcing themselves to feel somehow good about it and potentially complaining about whatever is on their plate and so on, just feeling that vibe. And I just turned away to the side, and to the other side of me, there was this couple sat on a bench under a tree, both having some fruit and smiling and laughing and being in pure enjoyment. And I remember walking by just thinking, this is amazing. And I actually took their picture for them and got talking to them and was saying it's so refreshing. Like, you're way happier than all of those people on the terrace, which they appreciated and which was true. So going back to what I was saying, I was sat on a bench eating an apple this morning, and so many people walked past me just smiling and looking. I was getting a sense of their appreciation for the simplicity. But there is so much pleasure and joy in simplicity, in just surrendering to the now moment. There's nowhere else I'm supposed to be. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm choosing to nourish myself with healthy food. I'm just present to the now moment. I'm just enjoying this bit of a pause, this respite, this rest. I'm just going to relax my body because I firmly believe the more you allow your body to relax, the more receptive and open you are to the magic of the universe. I happened to connect with a good friend of mine who was looking then at my book next to me and wanted to take a picture of it and talk about it, and was opening up the dialogue of him also writing a book, and the insights were coming in to share with them. And I was walking away thinking, perfect, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and could have activated or inspired someone else on their journey of writing a book and sharing a story. And I do this work with others also, because everyone has a unique voice and message and truth and story to share. It's so important that we express more of that. And this can be the way that you take action in enlightening yourself, through activating the throat chakra and also the sacral chakra through that sacral flame and the heart when it comes through a lens of love. And how, this is very much the energy that I was connected with, and I felt taken on that journey through creating my book, Evolving in Embodiment. There's a link in the description box below. It was wanting to write a book and share a story, and to have it feel aligned, that it's not just about me, it's not me sharing my personal things, it's how can I share wisdom through the lens of how it can support someone else in their elevation. So it was very focused on frequency and vibration and expanding in consciousness and adding tools and resources and supporting someone else on their evolutionary journey also, while sharing the insights and the things that I had learned on my own journey. So it's kind of like a building, and the pleasure and the passion behind that. There was a love and devotion poured into it. There was appreciation and gratitude for the process because it unfolded in its own timing. It was not my timing, it was divine timing. And that is a process. And everyone has that in them to share a voice, their message, their truth, their story, their art. And you activate and ignite the throat chakra, which really opens up your experience of abundance and authenticity through being true to you and being true to your voice and your message and your wisdom. You also get to be boundaried in how you do that, in how much you reveal and how much you share and how open you are, in what aspects or stories or narratives that you may have had that you don't reveal because you don't want to feed them energetically or for whatever reason, that you can maintain your own boundaries in that sense while still using your voice, your message, your writing, your art, your dancing, your visibility as a way of inspiring, igniting others to shine more brightly too. And if you've connected on this video, you're here to do that work in how you wise up even more in authentic expression so that you inspire others to be more of that too. And the more we're in authentic expression, aligned with their higher selves, aligned with our divinity and sense of wholeness, and using our stories through a lens of love with appreciation and gratitude in a way that it can support, uplift, and ignite others is truly expanding in consciousness and the frequency of love and creating more harmony and bringing more peace and bringing more truth into the world. And truth may not always be nice. It can be kind, firm, but kind and authentic. And that frequency, it's so important to align with, because when you allow yourself to be in your authentic expression, and when you're truly in your authentic expression, you're being real, you're not holding back, you just tell it like it is. There's no real filter. You allow yourself to be fully you, yet you feel the love of it, that you're in love with that. You're in love with that version of yourself, and this is truly what brings you joy. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the previous video, at a session I had yesterday. I had someone questioning, what makes me happy? And this brings me back to the beginning of the video, where when you wake up in the morning and you've freed yourself to some extent or liberated yourself from certain structures and attachments of the past, and you're following more and blazing your own trail. You may question, what's my purpose now? Or how do I show up now? What action steps do I take now? What's going to make me happy and give me pleasure now? Do I show up and create, or do I do what my soul is asking me to do? And navigating all of that. Your true joy comes in being authentic and true to yourself in integrity within with your highest values. So when you feel, I want to nurture this because I value it and it's important to me and it can impact others, pleasure is aligned in that, in the satisfaction it gives you to show up in action. If you're feeling you need rest and you want to unplug from social media, you don't want to be accessible or available to others because you need to be back in your own energy, you can get out in nature, you can switch off, you can make a plan to not be on social media in the mornings, for instance, so you can be more in your own energy, following your own creative inspiration, listening to your intuition, giving your body more what it needs, taking care of you in doing exercise, in water rituals, in writing and journaling, in creating and expressing, in focusing on what wants to be felt, witnessed, observed, expressed within you, because then you're truly with yourself and harmonizing energy and directing yourself in potent action steps from greater empowerment from that place, in embodied in I know who I am, I know what I'm here for, and I know what I'm doing, and I know what's next. And on you go with it, and allows you to be on that trajectory of continuously refining your self concepts and showing up as a new version of you. Because the more we show up being exactly the same, the more we're creating the same results. And harnessing that mystic power and energy within you does require you to make space for yourself, make space for spirit, make space for your intuition, for your journaling, for your practices, for being in nature, and feeling that empowered embodiment in your energetics so you can constantly refine your reality creation in being more the truth of who you are, which is far more powerful, which is far more receptive, which is far more impactful, which is far more loving, which is far more harmonious, and which is wealthier by nature through being more authentic and standing on that and showing up as that version of you. Okay, now wrap up the video there today. Let me know if this one has resonated with you. Come back into the truth of who you are and power in your body. Anyone wanting to join me on the 3rd of November for this full moon in Taurus gathering, do reach out. Love to connect. Sending you lots of love and see you in the next one.